Hello and welcome to our June 2026 garden tour. Today is June 20th. It is the last day of spring. I'm just gonna start off the garden tour this time a little bit differently. I'm gonna check out the nut trees that we have out in the outer yard. We actually have some survivors. And this is our first, a black walnut. Had to move this netting around it because the deer kept going after it. This is one that we bought as a sapling. And then over here, this is an ash tree that that netting had been around and the deer got it, but it's recovering. Here we have another black walnut. Yes, it is well protected now. And a deer got it as well. It had all kinds of leaves. I'm happy to see some fresh leaf buds in it. I got this one over here is also protected. The deer didn't get this one, so it's looking really good. That one's a black walnut. And here is the new Manchurian walnut that we got. This is a variety for our zone that can actually reach full maturity in our zone, and it had been doing so well, and yes, the deer got it. So now it is well protected. Let's see if I can zoom in here. You can make out the new leaf buds that are coming up. So that's what we got surviving in this area for our nut trees. Alright, here we are, if I can get it to focus. We are looking at the Liberty apple tree, which I didn't think survived because the branches up here, nothing has happened, but there is some fresh growth on the bottom. I just moved that white protective collar aside so that the fresh branches can grow. It needs to be weeded so badly in here. This is the tulip patch, and can't even see the crocus, saffron crocuses. But yeah, so this tree has actually survived, but most of it did not. We're actually really fortunate. This is a zone 4 and we're in zone 3, so the chances of it surviving were low anyways, but hopefully it will make it. And here we are going past the crab apples. We had some decent flowers, so it looks like we're going to have some apples, crab apples this year. You just see a little bit over here. Come on, you can focus. Here we go. So we'll get some crab apples happening this year. And then we got our silver buffalo berry. We're looking really good this year. Oh, hello, who's this? Who's this? It's Fancy Pants. Hello, beautiful boy. You're gorgeous, you know that? Yes, you are. So yeah, the silver buffalo berry are looking fantastic, though we did lose another one, so we've got a few little gaps that I'm thinking of replacing with some other berry bush. And from the number of flowers I saw in the spring, we should actually get a lot of berries this year instead of just on 2 trees like last year. And high bush cranberry has survived, both of them. And then we've got our sea buckthorn, which are looking really good this year. And then, oh, hang on, let's pop over this way first. We've got our single, just one, surviving purple raspberry. And then if we go over here, got a mulberry. They did survive. They do have some damaged bits that didn't survive the winter, like over here. But this one is growing. And I thought we lost the other one, but most of it is dead. But we do have some little growth at the bottom there. And then if we go over here, now I've got to go in here with the weed trimmer. This mesh that is protecting the plum tree. I need to take it off and basically make it wider around. Most of this plum tree did not survive the winter. You can see in the top the dead parts. But there's new growth in the bottom. And that new growth is above the graft line, so it is the same variety. Our gooseberry looking good. And I actually think I saw some blooms this year. This is the apple tree that's actually for our zone. And then buried under this grass here, there's one haskap. And then we have another haskap. So they have survived. And so yeah, that's how the food forest is so far this year. Okay, so we get into the main garden area now. Got the seed onions planted over here. Hello, Havarti. Hello, Havarti. And some, not very many, of the rainbow mixed carrots have actually germinated. They're there, they're trying to survive. And these are the spring blush peas or whatever. They have these beautiful, beautiful flowers. But unfortunately, some of these have been chomped by deer. I didn't think a deer would want to walk on this, but yeah, right smack in the middle, we've got stuff chomped by deer. Hello, Grink. And I need to actually put up some netting for these to follow up. This wire here is to keep the cats from lying on top of it. And my deer detractors keep getting blown off. Alright. And so yeah, there's the carrots, the peas in here. And here we have rainbow mix bush beans, or tricolor mix bush beans. Yes, you want so many pets. Got the onions in here. I filled in the blanks with some yellow bush beans. And kind of debating whether or not to replant some more, fill in the gaps. We need to add some mulch in between here as soon as we can. I got the Cracker Jack marigolds are doing well. These are supposed to be red cosmos. They're quite obviously not red. And these poor little nasturtiums, these are the ones I direct sowed. They're there, but they're not getting big at all. And over here, in this bed, I had the turnips on the far end. They survived. I did a bit of thinning by transplanting, and they're doing well. Then we've got the red noodle beans. I had to re-sow the daikon radish because something ate them all, and now they seem to be doing well. And then we've got the onions on either side. And the one surviving radish is blooming, which is kind of a surprise. But yeah, so we got all that. And once the red noodle beans get big enough, I will be taking the netting off and giving them a climbing trellis. But for now, they need to be protected from these guys, as well as from deer. Now over here, under the netting, I bought cabbage transplants. So I've got a dozen cabbage under here. And then these are also purchased. I've got 3 butternut squash. There's actually 6 plants, but 3 pots. And a watermelon. Again, 1 pot, but 2 plants were in it. Here are... Okay, so I got some onions interplanted with... Okay, over here. We've got the French double marigold. In between the onions over here, I've got caraway. And over here, there's like a sad little kohlrabi that I started from indoors. You guys are going to crush my stuff. And we've got some tomatoes over here. We got the sweet chocolate peppers. Why you do that? And we got the Caspar eggplant, the California bell peppers, some more onions on either side of the Golden Boy celery. And I just found some wire over here. I'll just drape it on the cage. And then we've got the garlic, which is looking absolutely amazing. But what isn't amazing is, let's see if I can get it. Okay, this is supposed to be Swiss chard. I planted twice. It's just not growing. And then someplace, I can't even find it. It's supposed to be spinach on the other, between the other two rows of garlic. So the garlic is doing great. And that's it. The chard and the spinach, which I sowed twice, did not make it. Oh, look. Here's one little tiny spinach. And it's bolted. That's bizarre. Right. So that is that. And then we have, what is it? This side, I believe, is the Viking potatoes. And this side is the Yukon Gold. Could be the other way around. And so those are doing pretty good. I can, move over here and not step on anybody. I only managed to get one bed of corn in, because the rest of this area was supposed to be done, but the weather just would not allow for it. So this is the, what is it? I forget if it's Yukon Chief or Orchard Baby. I'll look it up later on. So these are short season corn, and they're actually looking pretty good. And all of 3 of the Jersey Giant asparagus has showed up and got chomped. Because of course, he's got some Albion Ever-Ready strawberries that I transplanted that last year that are coming in, just a few of them. And then the bed where I thought was a complete failure, I actually do have some of the gigantic poppy has germinated. As long as, like the rest of the bed, it just got rolled over and shat on by cats. So I'm surprised there's anything at all coming up over here. So that's what we got in the main garden area. All right, so over here I finally reclaimed this square bed and doubled its height. I've got yellow bush beans succession sowed in here. In the middle, I've just marked where I'm hoping to transplant a winter squash, but we'll see what actually ends up happening. Over here, we have the 3 varieties of tomatoes, and some of them did not make it. And if you see this, all of this over here, this is from the elm seeds. I've got drifts of them all over the place, and they're coming up all over the place. So that's a real problem. But the other problem is we've had unusually cold nights, and things are just not doing well. These are heat lovers, and they're not getting the heat they need. But a couple have lost between the cold and the transplant shock. They just didn't make it. I'm just gonna see if I can free them from all these idiotic elm seeds. This bed was where the kohlrabi was. It got replanted. I actually found a whole 4 little kohlrabi seedlings, and I only see 3 not right now. But I transplanted them over here. I've planted more spinach, more chard, some more Hidutani bok choy in here, and the last of my Uzbek golden carrots are under this piece of cardboard in the middle here. On this side, I started weeding it of all the self-seeded self-seeded radishes and stuff. I actually did find some purple Savoy cabbage, so I'm leaving them to get bigger. And once they get of a large enough size, I'm going to thin by transplanting and spread them out into better spacing. There's a few self-seeded carrots in here, and then there's some shallots and onions that I transplanted from the bed that I finished reworking, which we'll be seeing very soon. Just look at all those seeds, they're everywhere. Ugh. Alright, we finally have sunchokes. So a bunch of sunchokes over here, and we did get some of the purple, pretty tall here, purple asparagus. Just a few have shown up and promptly, fallen over. I gotta find some way to support them before they get mowed. You see, this one's the female that's blooming. I had something tied around that. All right, so there's that. Which one are you? You're Judgment, aren't you? Yeah. All right, this is jet black hollyhock transplanted over here, and they're doing all right. All right, and this bed, I just planted some of the super sugar snap peas in this third of the bed here. The seedlings that you see over here are mammoth sunflowers. I've got some purchased transplants over here. You know what? These are the muskmelons. I got muskmelons that I planted over here. And this, I was going to split them up over here, but I couldn't separate the roots, so those are just empty. And then we have the black Russian sunflowers in this half. I transplanted melons that I started from seed, and between the cold and the transplant shock, they just did not make it. Looking at where I direct sowed the short season loofah, and I'm not seeing anything coming up. So no loofah there. And then these are also melons that I started from seed. That one doesn't seem to be surviving very well, but the rest, one of these is a winter squash. I can't remember which one. And then over here, these are doing all right. I'm kind of surprised. These are the little tiny strawberries, some kind of alpine strawberry or whatever, that I transplanted over here, and they're actually doing all right. I almost completely forgot. This is a black currant. My mother started a sprig that she collected from where she was living at the time. And yeah, I rooted it, and it's doing really, really well. And then we've got the Haskaps. As usual, this one large one has been doing okay. It's already bloomed. But the two others that are supposed to be for cross-pollinating, they're alive. That's about all I can say with these two. And now we get into our old kitchen garden. The double daffodils are still surviving. I had to add more sticks because the cats were rolling on it. This single blade is supposed to be an iris, a black iris if I remember correctly. Havarti is talking to me. We've got our walking onions doing really well. The rhubarb is doing really well this year. They're just amazing. And we go into, we've got our herbs in here. The oregano. This oregano is doing fantastic. This one is also doing really well. The Russian tarragon seems to have survived. Can't see the others that I planted. The lemon balm is doing well. The sage is doing well. The lemon thyme is just coming back still, but it has survived. In here, okay, so we got the onions. You can see the parsnips in the back. There's beets. I had to do some weeding under here because this rose bush was actually spreading into here. The Hidu tiny bok choy, something got to it. It's just, let's see if you can see here. That's what's left of it. So I was considering replanting, but haven't. And I got a new type of netting on top of here that seems to be better. But yeah, so we got the mixed beets in here. And then I had to redo the netting on here because the cats were able to get under it. And they started like rolling on the dwarf peas that are here. And there had been, I think, onions over here, and they got squished. So we got some garlic over here that's surviving. Some gaps in the dwarf peas that got smooshed by cats. So these strawberries over here are still doing really well. This over here is chicory. And then we got Florence fennel. They seem to be recovering from transplant pretty well. And then we go into our summer squash. I can't remember which ones I planted where, but so I've got 3 out of 4 germinated here. 4 out of 4 over here. 4 out of 4. Almost 4 out of 4. There's like a really tiny one. I don't know if it'll make it. And then 4 out of 4 over here. I did do thinning by transplanting. So I actually have got like 2 varieties of summer squash I planted over here and over here, so I don't know if they'll make it. And I also planted some in these blocks over here. So the chives, as always, are doing really well. I'll see if that summer squash will survive. We got hello grink. So I got the mint. Those transplanted strawberries are not doing as well over here. There's one summer squash. And yeah, so we are getting strawberries. The mint does not seem to like being in these blocks. I think they're just too alkaline. But yeah, this is where we're at. I think that's everything. Yeah, that's everything. Oh, there's still the grapes. Let's go take a look at the grapes. Gotta do something with these chives. So the grapes have indeed survived. And it looks like we can potentially have a lot of grapes this year. Let's see where the flowers were. Need to do some pruning. I just keep forgetting about these grapes. I keep saying I need to move them, and I just really need to move them to a better location. But they are doing all right. And there we have it. That is our June 2026 garden tour. Judgment says hello. Stinky Boy says hello. Havarti says hello. Colby. Hello, Colby. Come here. Come here, Colby. I can pet you. Let me pet you. There we go. And there's Grink. Hello, little Grink. Come here, boy. There we go. It took so long to be able to pet him. Yeah. He likes being pet now. Yeah, anyway, so there we have it. We have our garden tour. And I'm just... At this point, I'm just throwing things into the soil, hoping if I plant enough things, something will survive, because it's been really weird with the temperatures, and we had some wicked storms, bad enough to wash out highways and flash flooding and stuff like that, but not where we are. We just got rain, so that's good. But yeah, the temperatures are all over the place, and hopefully things will survive, and we'll actually have some decent harvest this year. I plan to buy more transplants because our seeds that we started, so many of them didn't make it. So that one tray that the mouse, or so whatever it was, ate them all. And Judgment, are you judging me? Yes, you judge everybody. Yes. Hello, Grink, you sweet little girl. You sweet little girl. All right, thank you for watching, and guess I'll do this again next month. Right?